Hi guys, welcome to your phonics lesson for today. We are going to start going over contractions, which we've done in the past, but we're still struggling just a little bit to get those apostrophes in the right spot and to make sure that we're canceling out the right letters in the words. So we're going to talk about what a contraction is and how to turn the two words into one word with the apostrophe, okay? So here is your anchor chart for today. We're going to go step by step through it, so take notes and listen to the video. Okay, so a contraction is a shorter way to say two words. So in many cases, we'll say, I will. If we want to shorten those two words, we need to cancel out some of the letters, and we need to put in an apostrophe. So when it is a will word, we are going to cancel out the W and the I. So we're going to cancel out just the W and the I, and then we'll have our contraction, okay? So instead of saying I will, we're going to cancel out that W and the I and put an apostrophe in its place to make I'll, okay? For you will, same thing. We're going to cancel out just that W and the I, put an apostrophe in its place, and you'll have you'll, okay? She will or he will, same thing. We're going to cancel out the W and the I and put an apostrophe in the place for she'll or he'll, okay? For they will, same thing. Take out that W and the I, put an apostrophe in the place, and you'll get they'll. Okay, so it's really easy to understand how to do these contractions when we know which specific letters to cancel out. So just remember, anytime you're trying to make a contraction and it has some pronoun, I, she, he, they, and then will afterwards, you're going to cancel out that W-I and put an apostrophe in the place for it, okay? Now let's look at have. For have, we're going to also cancel out a couple letters and put an apostrophe in that place. So for have, we are going to be taking out the H and the A, okay? And then we're left with the VE. So I have turns into I've because we cross out that HA. We're left with these letters. I-V-E, put an apostrophe in the place and you've got I've. For they have, same thing. We're going to cross out that HA and we're left with they've, T-H-E-Y apostrophe V-E. For we have, it's the same process. Cross out that HA. And then you're left with these letters, which turns into weave. For you have, same thing. Cross out that H-A, U-V-E, put an apostrophe in the place, and you've got you've. Now, one thing that I really want to point out, and let me get a blue marker to make this very clear, apostrophes and commas are two different things. We're not going to call them the apostrophe, or we're not calling them the commas up top and the commas down low. They're apostrophes, so make sure you get that one right. Apostrophes are always up here, okay? You need to have those in place of the letters that you take out, otherwise it's not a proper contraction, okay? So you have to have the apostrophe in the place of the letters that you canceled out. So Y-O-U apostrophe V-E. I apostrophe V-E. Y-O-U apostrophe L-L. I hope that makes a little bit more sense on how to make these contractions. Okay, let's look at R. For any contraction that we want to make where there's a pronoun and then the word are, we are just going to take out that A. Okay? So for they are, we're going to cross out that A, put an apostrophe in its place, and then we've got their. And this isn't talking about, let's go do our homework over there, and it's not talking about that's their homework. This is the contraction they are, so make sure we don't get those confused. For the next one, you are, again, we're just going to cross out that A and then put an apostrophe in its place. So cross out the A, put an apostrophe in its place, and you've got your, okay? For we are, same thing, cross out the A, put an apostrophe in its place, and you've got we're. For who are, which we don't see too often, but it does come up every now and then, same thing, cross out that A, put an apostrophe in its place, and you've got whoer. Who are you? Okay, and last one for the nuts. This one's a little bit trickier because we don't cross out the first or the last letters, we cross out that middle one. So we're going to take out that O. Okay? For the word cannot, we're going to take out the O, put an apostrophe in its place, and then we have can't. This one also is a little bit different because we also take out the N. Because it's the double N with the cannot, we don't want two N's there. So sorry about that. We take out the N and the O for this one. It's the exception. For will not. This one is slightly irregular because it changes the word just a little bit. Okay, so the nots are a little bit trickier. I thought we could get through with just taking out the O for each one, but for some of them they changed just a little bit. So I'm going to come back just a little bit so that we don't get confused. For cannot, we take out the N and the O, and it turns into can't. Okay, so let's just focus on these words here, since these ones are a little bit irregular with it. For will not, we're not going to say willn't. We change it completely to won't. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. Now we're back to the normal rule. So for would not, we're going to take out that O, put the apostrophe in the place, and then we have wouldn't. For did not, same thing. Take out that O, put an apostrophe in its place, and you've got didn't. For should not, same thing. Take out that O, put an apostrophe in its place, and you've got shouldn't. So I'm going to star these two because they're irregular, and I want you guys to write these ones down so that we don't get them incorrect. So I'm going to star this one and star this one. So remember that these two are irregular. So cannot turns into can't. We take out the N and the O. Will not completely changes to won't. Okay, so I want us to make sure we get this one because I've seen you guys many times put willn't, and that's not the correct contraction. If you're following the rule, that's what would make the most sense, but these two are irregular with it. Okay, so take a minute, write these down, take notes, and then move on to the worksheet that we have for you guys on Edge Elastic, okay?